Okay, so as I was saying, this place where you decided to do your buy was a good place to buy because it was around support, even though the market still moved further down a bit, but
Yes.
it was generally a good trade.
Okay.
The question I now asked you was, why did you choose to take your profit here? You didn't give me a good enough reason, okay? And I'm telling you,
So
it's a
let's
good
see.
place anyway to take your profit.
Yeah.
Even though the market continued upwards, but there is no way you can tell, are you getting it, that
Yes.
the market is going to continue.
Yeah.
What was important, or what is important about this trade, is
Yeah.
that your risk to reward is good. You have, you told me you went for 40 something pip take profit, and your stop loss was about 20 pips.
Yes.
So at least 2 to 1. So it's an okay risk to reward. Okay. But you may look at it, one may look at it and say, but the market continued upwards. If I had known, I would have set my take profit up here.
Yes.
But the truth is, as at the time
Yeah.
when you were taking this trade, this is how the market looked. It looked like this
Yeah.
when you were taking the trade. There is no way for you to know where the market is going to get to.
Yes.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
So since you've determined your stop loss and your take profit, and you found that it was good one, you trade it. Trading is something you do every day. You go in, you get out. You're not going in there to remain there. It's not your house. It's not your family house. You get into the market, you get out. The longer you stay in the market, the riskier the situation becomes.
Yeah.
So if someone is trying to take profit maybe up here, you know it's going to take a longer time for the market to get there. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
And that longer time means risk. Means that your risk is increasing the longer you are in the market.
Yeah.
So the longer you're in the market, the higher your risk. So the fact that you could get into the market quickly and get out quickly is a very good trade.
Yeah.
And that is what I liked about this trade. It happened within a space of how many hours? I don't think it's up to 10 hours. Let's see, that is 9 hours. 9 bars means 9 hours. This is the hourly time frame. So in the space of 9 hours,
I traded in 15
you
minutes.
bagged
15
in,
minutes.
okay, you bagged
15 minutes. That
in
way.
about, pardon, I believe this is more than, should be about more than 40 pips. This is the current trade you have. We'll get back to that current trade. So you bagged in more, what I believe is more than 40 pips, because this is the Aussie card.
Yeah.
This is the Aussie, sorry, this is the Swiss yen rather.
Yeah.
So what you made here is, I believe it's more than 40, it's probably even 40 something pips. What you made,
Yeah.
okay, out of this. Yeah, this is a decent amount. If it's like a live trade, if someone is trading live with a one standard lot,
Yeah.
and you made this, even if this is all you made for the day, it's a good substantial amount. Now, what my focus now is, back to what the question I asked you initially was, why did you choose to take a profit here? The answer you gave me, I don't like. It doesn't satisfy me. You've answered. You're not allowed to answer again. So let me now chip in and say some things, which is that when what I'm saying now is very important, I need you to really, really capture it. You can see how the market dropped from this zone, this area.
Yeah.
This area, we can consider it a kind of a resistance. Why do we say so? The price got up to here. You can see it tried to move further, but was rejected down, and it closed here.
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah.
It went up again, attempted that area, broke past it, but was quickly knocked back down.
Yeah.
So that means this whole area is rejected.
Yes.
The price didn't stay there.
Yes.
I didn't mean the price went up and stayed there for a few candles.
Yeah.
Then we'll consider that place an actual place. But the price went there quickly and got back down quickly. It's as if it was rejected.
Yes.
So this place still remains the highest point, given that the price came around that area again. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Here, the whole of this time spent, the price spent a good amount of time around this area
Yes.
before it dropped sharply.
Yeah.
Now, this sharp drop that the price did
Yeah.
makes this place very, very important or significant in everybody's mind.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Let me put a horizontal line around there. This area okay, let's use here like this, becomes quite significant in the mind of anybody that wants to buy. Because what will happen is, when buyers start buying and the price starts getting up, as the price starts reaching this place, people are going to stop buying. Because they will say, I remember the last time when price was this high, nobody buys when it's high. Are you getting it? So people are going to, and there's a tendency people will stop buying here. And there's also a tendency people will start selling from here. So this place now is in everybody's mind. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Everybody's mind is focused on this area. And someone who is doing a buy down here, like for example, one of the big boys, if they are doing a buy from down here, they will be speculating to take profit up here, around this area.
Yes.
Are you getting it? That doesn't mean that you too, I'm recording this. That doesn't mean that you too should expect that you ride it up there with them. Are you getting it? You should get in and get out as early as possible. Now, being that you've entered from here, you just look this way. You entered here, just look this way. Don't look beyond this. Let me put a horizontal line. Remember, the price dropped from here. And you are doing your buy here. So don't look behind this area. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Now we are talking of take profits, right? You've placed your buy, you've placed your sell. Now you want to take profits. Don't look here. It's when you are drawing things like support and resistance, you can look here. But now you want to say, okay, where can I take my profit? In this case, you are trying to take profit. Don't look in this area. Just looking at this area from where the price dropped sharply before you decided to buy here. Along this road, where are the places where you think, that's the question you're going to ask yourself. Where are the places where you think that your buy might meet a roadblock? Are you getting it?
Yes.
Might meet a slight resistance, because if you notice, price dropped from here and stopped here and rebounded a bit, kind of. Now that means it met resistance. Sorry, it met support here.
Yes.
This place is a roadblock. Let me place a little horizontal line there.
Yes.
That means this area is a roadblock. That initial move ended here. Then there was this kind of pullback, sort of. Okay? So this area, the market met a roadblock there. This thing I'm teaching you now is very important. I need you to really grasp it.
Yes.
Now the price continued down, but notice that notice that the price on this candle got to that same place and met a roadblock again.
Yes.
You didn't see that?
Yes.
Now look at the next candle, finally broke through.
Yes.
But the tendency to go down was not there. So the price kind of kept on bouncing along that same area. Can you see it?
Yes.
So this area is quite important. That's what it means. It means that you might encounter a roadblock here. There might be now how serious it may be, you don't know yet. Are you getting it? It means you are likely to encounter a roadblock. Now, if you continue down, the price continued down. This is more of like a range. Before you decided to do your buy here, because you believed price has finally come into this area, okay, of support, and you did your buy. Now, where do you take your profit? You've already known that this place is a roadblock. There's a roadblock here. Your price, your buy rather, if it gets here, it might face some resistance, let me not say resistance, but let me say disturbance. Are you getting it? Your buy might face disturbance, maybe even resistance around this area. But if you decide to take your profit here, you realize from here to your entry is about 20 pips. So your profit and risk to reward will be about 2 to 1. You said you did a 20 pip stop loss. Yes. So you are doing a 2 to 1. Are you getting, sorry, a 1 to 1 rather. A 1 to 1. If you were to take profit from this area, considering where you did your buy, this is 22 pips. Roughly 20 pips. So you are doing a 1 to 1. Are you getting it? So should you risk it? There are ways to go about it. For example, someone might decide to take half of their profit here and allow the other half to continue to run.
Yeah.
That is one way to handle it. But in your case, where you decided to go up ahead and take profit, like you said, there was no arbitrary reason given. But I still feel it's a good idea. Because why do I feel so? If you take support and resistance into account, okay? If you were to take support and resistance into account, you realize that from here, the price launched. It's like the price was started an upward move from here, did a pullback, launched from here, another deep pullback, launched further and was quickly rejected down, and it found support around this same area once, twice, 3 times. Can you see it? So the price found support around here. So it would make sense that if this place is a true support and resistance, if it will make sense that if this place is a true support, it will likely act as resistance in the future. Remember, initially I told you are taking profit, don't look behind this wall initially, and look for a good place to leave the market without looking beyond this wall. But when you noticed here that if you decide to take profit here, it's just a one-to-one, you might decide to look behind for maybe to see, okay, what of support and resistance? What can support and resistance tell me? And based on the fact that this place has acted as support 3 times, there's a likelihood that after price broke it, coming back, that place that acted as support might act as resistance. Are you with me? Now, it is based on that now that your take profit now makes sense. Because here we have support, price acting at support. Price broke support. Coming back to meet support becomes resistance. So if this place resisted your price, it's going to act as a resistance to resist your buy. It would make sense to actually cash out here, hoping this one doesn't stop you. Because it's possible that you will do your buy here, the price moves up all the way up to here, and then you see that the price met resistance. Sorry. This candle, can't you see? Remember we told you that this place acted as support, pushed the price back. I get it. And price was around that area before it finally dropped, and going back up, it met that same area. And do you see what happened when the price got there? It experienced this rejection, kind of, this resistance. I get it. So what I'm trying to get you to know is that it was possible that this candle, this red candle, the next candle would have continued to go down, and the next one continued to go down, and the next one continued to go down. I get it. It's very possible. That's why this place is a likely place to take your profit and leave the market. But had it been this place was giving you a 2-to-1, remember I told you your risk to reward has to be like a 2-to-1. Had it been it was giving you a 2-to-1, this would have been a perfect place to leave the market. You set your take profit here. Assuming from here to your entry was like 40 pips, giving you a 2-to-1, then it would have been a good place to leave the market here. But because it is not, you understand, it's okay to still say, well, let's see if we can shoot higher. But if you were around, the best thing to have done is, since you did a 1-lot buy, when the price got here, you can take half of it, 0.5 as profit. Do you know how to do that? Look at how to do that. You have a currently running order, and let's say you want to close it. You right click, and okay, no, I can't do that. This is an investor account. Sorry, this is an investor account. I'm just viewing your trades. I can't touch your trades for you. Are you getting it? I'm just viewing your trades. But how it works is, if you right clicked, you would have seen close order. You select the close order, then you can enter in. You will see a box where you have to fill in the lot. Where is it? How many lots did you buy here? 100,000. Okay, 100,000 volume, which is 1 lot. So when you are closing the order, you will see a box that will allow you to enter the volume you want to close. So you enter half of 100,000 is what?
Half of 100,000 is 50.
Good. So in that box, you enter 50,000. or 0.5, whichever one. If it says one lot, you can enter 0.5. If it says 100,000, you can say you can enter 50,000, just half of it. You can take half of your profit here, and the other half. When you take half of your profit here, you move your stop loss upwards to the place where you entered, so that if the market comes back and stops you out, you don't lose money. Did you understand what I just said? Because after you have taken out 50% of your profit, you move your stop loss from where it was down here all the way just a bit above where you entered. Just a bit above it, just break even. So that if the market should move backwards and trigger your stop loss, you won't lose any money. So it's still a winning trade. That's how to manage your trade. Are you getting it? Then you close out half of your profit and allow the other half to keep riding for more profit. Who knows how far you can allow it to go? Because when you have done that, you are no longer in a losing position. You can no longer lose the trade. You can only keep going up or down. If it comes down and stops you out, no loss. If it keeps on going up, good for you. You make money. At least you know that as far as this particular trade is concerned, I can't lose money. Are you getting it? So that's another way to manage that trade. I want to take a look at the 4-hour time frame and see if there's any other information we can glean from this trade. Okay, this is what I wanted to see, and as you can see, based on the 4-hour time frame, the price has been pushing up slightly anyway. So when it came all the way down here, I believe, was it? Yes, down here, you can see that candle proved to be a very good candle to buy from. Are you getting it? Yes. Because you can't say I'm going to wait for the price to come all the way down here. It doesn't make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense is that if you look carefully, let me disable this. If you look carefully, you will discover that, let me hide where you entered. You discover that though the market is ranging, it's also pushing upwards slightly. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Though the market is a general range, you can't call this whole thing an uptrend, and you can't call it a downtrend. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Though it's doing that, but it's pushing upwards slightly. Look at it, it's making higher lows, going up. Let me just draw a line so that you get what I'm saying. Let me connect these two lows. Can't you see that the market is pushing up?
It's pushing up.
It's pushing up. You could even extend it further down to see if we can make contact with this one, but I was thinking to make contact with this one. Okay, let me just do it this way. From there, you could even do it this way. What I just want you to see is that the market has been pushing up, though not so much here. It's also been pushing up here also slightly, but because of the fact that the market has been pushing up, making higher lows along the way, it will not make sense for you to expect this pullback to discount all the way down here. Are you getting it? It won't make sense. It may not happen because the market is moving sideways, but it's also pushing up gradually. As if it is an uptrend. You can see that the line we drew to connect the bottoms is an uptrend line. Can you see that? But you can't really call this thing a trend because it's not making higher highs and higher lows. A trend is when the market is making higher highs and higher lows. So you won't really say it's making higher highs because sometimes to make a higher high, like here, it made a higher high. But it made a higher low here, but the next low is lower. Then it made a higher low here, but the next low is lower. They made a higher low here, but the next low is lower. You understand? So it's not being consistent. And here you can see the market, after it made a higher high here, the next high is just roughly as high as the previous one. This and this. And then the next one went higher. So you will expect the next high to be higher, but it's lower. Then the next high is higher. And you expect the next high to be higher, but it's lower. Are you getting it? So we can't say that this is an uptrend. We know it's ranging, it's moving sideways, but in as much as it's moving sideways, it's also pushing up gradually. So you can't take, why I'm just saying this, that it's okay to buy from here, because you can't, it won't make sense to expect this market price to keep coming down, given that the market has been pushing up gradually. So buying from here was a good choice. Eh? See how I am validating your trade for you. You should be very happy. Okay, so buying from here was a good choice. It's the take profit that was done without much thought. And that's the one I'm trying to make you understand, that in as much as it was a good place, but you must have an explanation. Always have a reason for what you do. Otherwise, you keep doing the wrong things. And you will not know why. Have a reason for what you did. When you do it and it goes wrong, you can be able to tell yourself, the reason I did this was this. If it went wrong, that means the reason why I did it was wrong. Are you getting it? Then you know exactly what to work on. But if you just do something without having a reason and it goes wrong, how are you going to be able to identify what you did wrong? You can't, because you don't know what you did wrong. You have to have a reason for what you did. Do it. It goes wrong. Then you tell myself, okay, that means that reason was a wrong reason. I will not do it like that again. Are you getting it? That is how you learn things to do and things not to do. You understand? All right. So I think that is that for this post-analysis.